These two mascaras look almost identical on the brush, but one ingredient could determine if your makeup still looks good at dinner, or is it a complete redo and smudging transfer right before lunch. Today we're doing an application and wear test on the highly loved $5 Lash Princess by Essence up against Essence's newest launch, What the Length Mascara. Both of these cost $5, and while you may say, Jody, it's $5, who cares if we buy another mascara and it's similar to the one we have? Well, because Essence already has 25 mascaras to choose from in the $5 mark, and $5 is $5. Who needs another mascara if it's not gonna work? So today, let's find out if the new What the Length is going to replace our holy grail. So when I evaluate mascaras for women over 50, I look for flakiness and defined lines, smudging on any droopy or hooded eye areas, brittleness, and does the formula make the lashes look softer instead of nice and spidery? If we haven't met before, hi, I'm Jody. I'm 56. Think of me as your midlife beauty bestie, where we're cutting through the nonsense, the marketing, and getting down to the nitty-gritty of formulas so we can see what actually works on our more mature skin. Because I don't know about you guys, but what used to work on my skin, my lashes, my hair, my body, just doesn't quite work the same way anymore. It doesn't look the same way, it doesn't last the same way, and it definitely doesn't apply the same way. Because welcome to midlife. Midlife just means new challenges. All right, when Essence launched their new concealer, I was all over it. I tried it and I love it. And so now that Essence has a new mascara, yes, I wanted to give it a try. But you know me, we gotta drill down in the ingredients because marketing is marketing. We gotta cut through that. At first glance, these formulas are surprisingly similar. Both are built around film-forming ingredients for length. Both contain rice bran wax. Both contain copolymer for wear resistance and palmitic acids for structure, which means both are formulated to be lengthening mascaras with decent wear time and some tubing-like characteristics, though neither are true tubing mascaras in the way Thrive is, for example. First up, Essence new What the Length Mascara. The bristles on this brush are small, allowing you to coat every last lash. I don't have any mascara on today. I'm gonna go right at the base of my lashes. This formula offers synthetic beeswax, which is a richer, more emollient ingredient. The pros of this formula for more mature eyes: it's going to have a more flexible film on lashes, less brittle throughout the day, less likely to flake in the under eye area, softer, more conditioned feel-like to the lashes, and because the formula is more emollient, this is a nice formula if your lashes are dry or brittle. Look how beautiful that looks. You guys saw I really focused on wiggling down at the base or the root of the lash and then just pulled it up. I think that is a really nice, natural looking lash, maybe a little bit to the soft glam, but your eyes will pop without it looking like you've got spider cakey looking mascara, and that's just one coat. I'm curious to see what this lash looks like in 8 hours. Does it hold that lift or that curl? Because that is a common concern with many of us that have more mature lashes. Unless you curl them and really lock that curl in place with an eyelash curler, for example, and I know not everybody likes to use that, does your mascara give you a curl in the beginning of the day that lasts all day long? So we're gonna watch for that at the 8-hour mark. Now going to the Lash Princess, this is one that I've used. I just used it in a tutorial. This is a fantastic drugstore mascara. It's a great mascara no matter what, but if you're liking a drugstore price point and you want a mascara that gives some length and volume to your lashes, this is a nice one. As you see, the brush is a little bit larger, still the ability to coat every single lash that you have. And if you're like me, there are less to coat. The new mascara offers beeswax. This mascara offers a paraffin wax, which is an emollient wax, but it is less emollient than the beeswax. Now, paraffin will create a more stiffer film on the lashes, which lends to a bigger lash appearance, more dramatic volume, bigger lift, and a stronger false lash effect, which that's why this is called the Lash Princess False Lash Mascara. This formula is a little more prone to becoming brittle. You might also start to see a little bit of flaking throughout the day, and if you build this up past 3 layers, it starts to feel a little bit crunchy. Here's what the two mascaras look like upon application. Very similar from a distance as well as close up. In terms of feel, yeah, they do feel about the same. This one feels a little softer. It's not quite as, I don't want to say crunchy because this doesn't feel crunchy. It feels a little more stiff. The Lash Princess feels a little more stiff. Let's do this. Let's build them up and go with 2 coats just so we see if that is an option for those days. I like to have one mascara that I can wear for every day, a natural makeup day, but on those special occasions or evenings, if I want a more dramatic lash look, I don't want to have to reach for a second mascara. I mean, it's 2026. We shouldn't have to grab 2 mascaras, one for lengthening and one for volume. And I don't think we have to anymore. And these are $5 mascaras. I'm gonna go in and coat that up a little bit just so we can see, just like foundation, right? We wanna know, is it buildable? And these are definitely buildable. I do think that you get a little bit more of that volume look as you build the Lash Princess over the length. Now, because this is a lengthening mascara, it's interesting that you can see the length. See where it almost touches my droopy eyelid on that side? Where this side, it doesn't quite do that. So there is an obvious difference to me, and you see a little bit of that in the formulation, but the way they wear, this one definitely adds a little more length, but you still get volume. This one adds, I think, a little more volume, but you still get length. So we'll see how they perform at the 8-hour mark, but right out of the gate, I think I just answered my own question. You can still get length and volume, but which one do you want more, right? If you want more length with some volume, this one's probably a better choice upon application. I don't want to get ahead of myself. If you want more volume with a little bit of length, then this is a better one. You still get both, but slight differences in the way those two perform. All right, well, my makeup day is complete enough for today. Should I add eyeliner? I don't think I will. I normally would add a little bit of eyeliner, but I don't think I will today because I don't want to give a false appearance of how bold these mascaras wear at the root. If I was to darken, yeah, I don't think I'll wear eyeliner today. This is a good enough dramatic eye look for today, so we can see how these mascaras hold up. There's no smudging, no flaking. I like them both. Where should we spend our $5? Hopefully we'll have the answer in about 8 hours. All right, you guys, it has been 8.5 hours, and I'm just trying to get myself together because I feel like we need to touch up the lipstick a little bit. This lip combo is Victoria Beckham #2 pencil and the shade Girl and the lipstick. I'll link those down below. I get asked about my lipstick a lot and I don't remember to do it. Okay, public service announcement. If you send your significant other to the grocery store, and good for you if you can, I do that a lot. Just recommendation, send them with a picture of what you're looking for, or perhaps be available on FaceTime when they're gonna be at the store shopping for you, because today I had the most interesting interaction with a very nice gentleman. He was probably in his late 60s and he was looking for balsamic vinegar glaze. Now I know what that is because I put that on my avocado toast in the morning. It's so good. This poor man was beside himself. He did not want to go home without that balsamic vinegar glaze that his wife had asked for. He had tried to FaceTime her, she didn't answer, he was a little flustered. He had a pretty good sized shopping cart, so he had done pretty darn well up to that point. And it was just hysterical. I'm thinking, this poor man doing the best he can, knowing darn well he better not come home without that glaze. So I thought, yeah, we could do better. If we're sending our spouse to the store for us, just make sure you're available, or if you're gonna add something odd like that, send them with a picture so they're not so distraught. This nice man. Okay, I digress. That was just happened today and I just had to share the story. All right, let's talk about these two mascaras because I'm pretty darn impressed. Essence and Morphe are two drugstore brands that have really been knocking it out of the park lately, in my opinion. And this new mascara, did Essence need another mascara? Probably not. It's like Maybelline, right? Coming out with another mascara. I mean, how many ways can you formulate a mascara? Thus the importance of videos like this so that you don't get to the store and go, which one do I need? I think we have a pretty good answer here, and it really depends on what you're looking for your mascara to do. Remember at the top of the video, I said there are a few things that I look for in a mascara for more mature skin. One is, do they flake and fall into our fine lines? Neither mascara did that, although my concealer certainly did. Is there any transfer on the droopy lid area? The Lash Princess really didn't reach the droopy area. And the side that did with the new mascara, the What the Length mascara, it does touch a little bit of that droopiness. And I do see a few little tiny specks up there. Now, I didn't notice if those were there upon application or not. So just kind of keep a watch for that. They're not terrible. I'm the only one that can see them because I'm sitting so close to a 10 times mirror. But I do see that now. Again, didn't see that upon application. Brittleness was also a thing we were looking for. Neither side is brittle. They both feel stiff, but the stiffness is equally distributed amongst both. So they both feel about the same. In terms of lift, I think the lift is still really nice on the new mascara, and it still looks nice on the Lash Princess side. So in terms of lift, I say, or the curl that you got at the beginning, yeah, I think the lift is still the same. Remember, we got a little more length from the new mascara. They are closer to touching the droopiness of my eye versus the Lash Princess. I didn't quite get the length out of it, but I got more of that volume. So that's how they stand there. And then I wanted to know, how did they look after 8 hours? Do they look kind of sparse? Do they look droopy? Do they look a little soft? Or do they still look like good, beautiful, spider-looking eyes? Lashes, not eyes. And I would say yes, I think they still look as good as they did 8 hours ago. They held up really nicely. I think the final answer for me comes down to this. If you want to lead with a little more length, but you still want volume, then the new What the Length is a good bet for you. If you like more volume and you've got some good length, but you again want to thicken up the look of the lash, but you still want to add a little bit of length, then the Lash Princess is your better bet. You can see the difference between the two. This one's a little bit more lengthening, or this one's a little more voluming. And like I said at the beginning, it's 2026. We should get both out of our mascaras. And we do here. We just get, one is the main character. So whether that's lengthening or volume for you, you have to decide. I don't think you can go wrong with either one. I think if you've got nice long lashes and you want to add some volume, then obviously the Lash Princess would be your better choice. If you've got shorter lashes and you want a nice longer lash and you want to thicken up the look of them, then the new What the Length is a really good mascara. I personally think I like the looks of this side better. It's just more of a natural look, where this is definitely more of a soft glam look. But you can't go wrong with either one. Well, I hope that gives you information to help you decide if the new $5 What the Length mascara is a good option for you. I think on more mature eyes, it is very flattering, wears all day, can't go wrong with it. So would I go out and replace this one? Probably not, but when this one's empty and it's pretty darn close, then this is definitely a good alternative. All right, you guys, that does it for this week's Friday Face Off. Next week, we've got luxury versus drugstore, so you don't want to miss that. And if you are looking for some good foundations for more mature skin at the drugstore price point, be sure to check out last week's live stream. I do a live stream once a month, so if you've subscribed to the channel, then you'll get a notification in the community tab. They're once a month on Thursdays at 3 p.m. Pacific time here in the US, so be sure to tune in for that, because I get to chat with you guys live, and that is my favorite video of the month because it's live and I get to talk to you guys. All right, you guys, that does it for me today. Have a wonderful, blessed day. And remember, you're beautiful with long lashes, volume lashes, no lashes. Just your beautiful smile makes this world a better place to be. I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.